Let's go. And so it begins. So, pretty good start, right? Obviously, we got the defensive back earlier last week. This is the first big one, though. If you don't know what I'm talking about, West Virginia just landed a large commitment, in my opinion, out of the transfer portal. Jaden Bray from Oklahoma State is now a West Virginia Mountaineer. It's a pretty big deal. Luckily for you, I've already studied the tape on this kid. But let's read an article from Skylar Callahan first. Let's get our bearings, kind of talk about this a little bit, and see what it means for WVU football. So, get over here to it. Oops, wrong one. Oklahoma State transfer wide receiver commits to WVU. West Virginia lands another weapon for Garrett Green. Monday afternoon, Oklahoma State wide receiver transfer Jaden Bray announced his commitment to West Virginia. This season, Bray recorded 30 receptions for 382 yards and 2 touchdowns. In the Cowboys' 48-34 win over West Virginia back in October, Bray reeled in 4 passes for 53 yards and a touchdown. At 6'3", 190 pounds, Bray offers the size and length that West Virginia needs in order to replace Devin Carter, who is set to graduate. He also adds much-needed experience to a talented but very young group of receivers. Coming out of high school, Bray chose Oklahoma State over offers from Arkansas, Baylor, Iowa State, Kansas State, North Texas, SMU, and a few others. So, breaking this kid down, this is not a burner. As a matter of fact, you may compare him to Devin Carter. I do think he could be a wide receiver one type player for us this year. You guys got to remember, Oklahoma State was very much like we were last year, and they had a quarterback that was very similar to Daggy and Bowman, who basically threw it 10 to 15 yards down the field. And then they discovered Ollie Gordon, and he became the focal point of that offense. And so they didn't chuck up a lot of passes. But Jaden Bray is more of a possession-type receiver. He's a good route runner. He's really good at going up and getting 50-50 balls. And he's been productive in his career, and he's going to come over here and this exact offense, pretty much similar concepts. It's not exactly the same, but the concepts are similar. It can be a run-heavy team. So he knows how to play within that type of system. He's a big body, and he can block. So this is a big commitment for us. I was hoping Isaiah Nair was going to announce. He is much more a pure down-the-field threat than Jaden Bray is, but this is a really good pickup for us. It's nothing to be disappointed over or not excited about. We're only adding weapons to a room that was already going to be good. If we didn't add anybody else to the room, guys, Gallagher, Ray, and Taylor are all going to take a step forward next year. And that's not even including Hudson Clement, guys like that. So this room continues to get better. Bilal Marshall continues to do well there. And in my opinion, I think it's going to be a good season for the offense next year. Let's see who's in here. Markets and Moto said first. You beat Coos, yeah. He just got home, so he's busy at the moment. What's up, Mountaineer Larry with Kenny? Mountaineer Nation, let's go, baby. Philip, how we doing? Randall Lowe, Timothy Green, Larry Westfall, thank you. Channel member Dustin Salts, John Waters, Tyler Cobb. What's up, channel member Tyler Cobb? I didn't say anything bad about you, Coos. I just said you were busy. Yeah, I got an update on that. Um, I still feel really confident that Carrico is going to commit to West Virginia. The only way that won't happen is if West Virginia backs off of him, which could happen. I'm not saying it can't. Um, but he is crystal ball to Toledo on three. Listen, they miss all the time though, so it's not like Mike Casazza or somebody saying this. It's one of those things where I know for sure he's got to go ahead. We'll see what happens with it, but I think he'll eventually be in Morgantown. And if he's not, we'll find out why. But I mean, at this point in time, I'd be shocked if he didn't come to West Virginia. The other kid, Martinez, he was in Missouri. Apparently, came away from that visit blown away. And I still have sources that say that he wasn't even on campus. I have people that say he wasn't even here or there. I say here like I'm in Morgantown, but so it's I don't know. The whole thing with Martinez has been weird. Nothing about it's been normal, and I don't feel good about. I'd be pretty shocked if he committed. So Tyler Cobb, channel member, said, I'm telling you, we secure 3 or 4 more guys out of the transfer portal for needed positions. It's easily a 10-win team. Yeah, we do have a tougher schedule, as always with the extra Power 5 game. But I think, I get excited. I'm thinking about that Penn State game next year. I really do. Going into that game, I think we'll be more ready to compete than we were last year. They're going to be better too, and they're going to add more talent. But I think we can compete with those guys next year. We'll see what happens. What a way to start the year if we could upset the Penn State Nittany Lions in Morgantown. If you ain't got your ticket to that game, go get it, right? So they know what's coming for them. I like what Kenny had to say. Smash that like button. And why I'm thinking about that, guys, let me shout out the sponsor real quick. Won't be about that, guys. My bad. I accidentally jumped out of here. Everything's so close together. You could jump out of here any second. It's insane how close the buttons are together. This episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football is brought to you by Dutch Miller Automotive, where friends and family pricing means you get the best deal right up front on any new or pre-loved vehicle in stock every time. With brands like Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, Hyundai, Ford, GMC, Buick, and Subaru, the Dutch Miller Automotive family is always growing and ready to put you in the car or truck you've been searching for. Check out our inventory across West Virginia at DutchMillerAuto.com, or you can come in today to the home of friends and family pricing, only at a Dutch Miller Automotive store near you. Okay, so if you didn't hear, and thank you, Kenny, for saying that. Um, yeah, exactly. The Josh Minkins crystal ball was also wrong. They had him going to Louisville. I guess back to Louisville. I don't know what's going on. And the thing is, he wrote on his page. If you look at Josh Minkins' X page, on his page he wrote to the fans of Louisville that he was basically asked to leave Louisville. So I don't know how they thought he was going to go back to Louisville when he had that. I don't know. I don't know where they get their predictions from. It's snowing. It's snowing out here where I'm at too, which is near Cabell County. Yes, there's more commits coming. Like we said, they're just silent commits. Old Gold and Blue. It's yeah. I've heard the same thing, and I've just been told at the end of the day, all we can do is wait for the 20th and just watch, and see what happens. Because while he seems to be being pulled multiple directions here, um, hopefully nobody is selling this kid anything. But he's a talented kid. He rivals any guy we brought in last year as far as from the receiver room. That includes Rodney and includes Traylon. He's very talented from a talent standpoint. To add him to this year's roster would be a huge coup. And will also bump us up the ratings a couple more. Sancho and Banjo said, when will they learn there are no crystal balls that work for 17 to 20-year-old kids? Yeah, no doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. For those of you that weren't in here, Skylar Callahan put this article out. Let's read it one more time. Oklahoma State wide receiver transfer commits to WVU. Monday afternoon, Oklahoma State wide receiver transfer Jaden Bray announced his commitment to West Virginia. This season, Bray recorded 30 receptions for 382 yards and 2 touchdowns in the Cowboys' 48-34 win over West Virginia back in October. He, of course, recorded 4 pass receptions for 53 yards and a touchdown. 6'3", 190. He offers size and length that West Virginia needs in order to replace Devin Carter, who is set to graduate. And he also adds much needed experience to a talented but very young group of receivers. And these were his offers out of high school. He chose Oklahoma State over offers from Arkansas, Baylor, Iowa State, Kansas State, North Texas, SMU, and a few others. So this is a Power 5 receiver. This is a guy who, over the course of his career has been productive. If you watch his film, Kuz and I sat down and we tried. Not everybody had these transfers. It's wonky with if they're an offensive player, it's pretty easy to find film. But man, good luck trying to find film on some of these defensive guys. But in the case of Bray, there's highlights out there if you want to watch them. It doesn't tell the whole story, but you can at least get a feel for how the kid moves, what he looks like on film, what he looks like moving next to other Power 5 players. And adding a guy that caught 30 balls last year is a big boom. Now, do we wish we're adding somebody that caught more like 50 or 60? Absolutely. Could he take a step this year in this offense and possibly be more productive? Absolutely. It's all about opportunity. And obviously, Presley's the number 1 receiver there at Oklahoma State. That's no surprise. So, this kid's going to have a chance to come here and possibly be, one of the 2 or 3 best wide receivers on the team, maybe the best. You never know how it's all going to work out. But he's a good at 50-50 ball. He really goes up and gets balls. He high points, and he's got really good hands. He runs pretty good routes. Not a burner, like I said, but he is a possession-type receiver. Now, he does go deep and can get deep, just like any receiver can. It's not like he's slow. But he's not like, some of the other receivers we've had in the past that just burn by people, whether that be, Stedman or whoever. So, not even really a David Sills, So, but those aren't bad things. You got to have different receivers for different roles. And maybe he just wasn't showcased at Oklahoma State like he thinks he can be, or the staff thinks he can be, because he's a good-looking kid. So overall, this is a very positive addition. It's definitely better than losing players. So I think it's exciting. Brockton Blair from Fairmont State would be a great walk-on for WVU. Was a walk-on for WVU as a freshman. Thanks, Linda. Hey, guys, don't forget to, if you don't mind for me, there's 52 of you guys in here, now 51. Could you guys jump out for me, please, and just hit the like button and come right back? If you just, click the X and just click the escape button if there's a screen, if you're on your phone, then you can click the like button. Otherwise, just, use your mouse or whatever. I would really appreciate that. That way, whenever you guys are done watching the video, there'll be some engagement, and YouTube will tell other people to watch it. So yeah, I did an update yesterday on recruiting, and told you guys I felt good about a few players. Um, this one wasn't one that I wasn't on my radar as much. I'll be honest with you. You guys know I'm pretty transparent with you guys, and nobody knows everything. And I am a content creator. I'm not the media, so this isn't. I'm not dogging the media at all. But these guys have information pretty much handed to them. So guys like me and Coos and others, not just me and Coos, but others, we have to work for our information. Whether that's through messaging players, or having sources in the media, or sources on the team, whoever it is, former players, wherever which way you go to do these things, and then you've got to trust them. And so I've been fortunate enough to get about as good a sources as you can get, but even still, not even they know everything. It's all a big guessing game. A lot of the stuff that we do and you do, when you're looking at different tweets they've made, who are they following? If you follow it closely, like I do, a lot of times you're just making the same guesses as the fans. So so just cut people some slack, cut me some slack. We're not going to get them all, but um, as you guys know, I think I have a pretty good track record for in the past. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Not a whole lot to say on this. I think this is a player that we can all get excited about. Go flood his mentions, guys. Go tell him he's welcome. Welcome the kid to West Virginia. Show him what fan interaction is really about. There's not many do it better than us. For goodness sake, we got 15 content creators that do West Virginia football and other sports. Our fan engagement is like no other. It's all because that, you know what it's all about, don't you? It's all about that flying WV, right? So, uh, to me, that's what it's all about, baby. That flying WV. Tyler Cobb, channel member, says Clement, Hudson Clement, Rodney Gallagher, Traylon Ray, now Jaden Bray, Preston Fox, Cole Taylor, Jaheim White, Garrett Green, the offensive line next year looking scary. Absolutely, man. Can't agree with you more. Um, and there's some other players too. I think T.J. Johnson is a kid who I've had on this show. His brother is Travis Savage Johnson is being recruited by a lot of places right now. His dad is somebody I've spoken to. TJ he was a wide receiver in college there in Virginia, and has the size to be a tight end. So don't forget about TJ. Don't forget about DJ Oliver. Absolutely. But I think TJ might take a step next year at tight end. We'll see. I'm excited to see what he might do. Neil Brown said yesterday in his interview that DJ was going to get some carries in the bowl game. So we're going to get to see what this dude's a stud, right? He's 5'11", 230, 240 pounds, and can do a standing backflip. So this is a very talented athlete. Obviously, that doesn't always translate to the football field, but it just shows that he's explosive. And man, we'll see what this kid's all about come Duke's Mail Bowl. Timothy Green said he thinks we need help on special teams. Thanks for that, Timothy. Um, yeah, I mean, I just think we need somebody that. I just think we need somebody that's actually similar to how the Golden Kid was for Houston last year. You don't want to kick it to him, right? Similarly, I think we need somebody like that you're just scared to kick the ball to. We need somebody back there that nobody wants to kick it to. That's good luck getting, because it's hard to find. It seems like we used to have them every year, and unfortunately, the way things are now, we don't get those kind of players as much anymore. But I'll take the way we play football right now, running the football and playing tough nose defense. I'd rather see us win like that anyway. So excited, guys. Hope you're excited. Yeah, Tavon. Obviously, Tavon. Uh, hope so, Kenny. Hope we do. Linda said, "Did you run a legit 11.35 in track at 240?" Yeah, that's wild. That's uh, that's quick. That's quick. All right, guys. This has been an update on Jaden Bray committing to West Virginia. Thank you guys for all tuning in. As always, appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Uh, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. As always, that too. Hit the like button before you go if you can, and check out Dutch Miller for all your car needs. If you need anything, whether it be have your car worked on, if you want a new car, go to Dutch Miller. Check them out. They've got stores throughout the state. All right, guys. Thanks for joining in. Nobody else have anything they want to talk about? I'm going to move on. I've got a basketball video scheduled for an hour from now. We'll be at Hoops from the Hills at 6 o'clock. We're going to talk about Jesse Edwards and his injury. We're also going to talk about Raekwon Battle and Noah Faircon being cleared to play for the rest of the season. Don't miss that on Hoops from the Hills at 6 o'clock. This has been another edition of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. This episode is over. I'm out.